You know, it's all Sagi's fault on this coffee
Of course,
because
it's always my fault.
he brought me
Always.
this. He brought me this.
Now you sound like an act.
So he brings me this Israeli coffee, the instant coffee, and so that's
Oh, you
all.
drink it?
That's all I drink.
Oh, that's nice. Good, good. All right, guys, let's start the meeting. I know Esty is in the middle of work, and she need to go back sometime today to work.
Sometime
so-
today sounds right.
Yeah. Okay. So, Brett, we are sitting with Esty and Jordan. Esty and I used to work in the same place in the past, long time ago. And they would like to do two things. First of all, they would like to invest with us. The second thing that Jordan suggests, that Jordan is a financial advisor, and he suggests to start kind of work with us, like to bring us investors and to move forward with this field. Guys, this is Brett. Brett and I working together since 2018 as business partners. Brett, I gave you a brief of the purpose of this meeting, so please take it from here.
Yeah. So first of all, I've been investing since 1985. I'm really old, so I've been doing it. Yeah, I've been a realtor for 22 years, and I've been an investor since 1985. So, done about 1,100 plus homes, and that's from start to finish. You know, we do the buy, rehab, lease, management, all of it, and then we sell them too. So we basically keep it all in house because that keeps it. That's the only way I see to make the maximum profit on it. Is if you don't control every aspect of the investment, then if you get outside of that, then you could get in trouble with an outside source. So we have everything in house. We have we have contractors that's worked for us for 12 years. So very, very loyal people. So first of all, do you guys have any questions?
No, I guess not. Well, honestly, I'll be completely honest here. I'm not even sure what this meeting is about. We just said, okay, you invited us, we're joining. We'll hear whatever you want to tell us. So I guess I'll pass it back to you.
Okay, so I'm sorry for that. Let me take it from here. The purpose of this meeting, I think we talked about it, is we would like I asked Brett to show you the areas to get that you get familiar with, show some numbers, some statistics about the market, what's going on today, to teach you about the areas, the cities around Cleveland and Western Cleveland. So that's the purpose of the meeting, and let's take it from here.
So are you guys investors right now? Or you own any homes?
So that would be, well, we are investing in the stock market, but that would be our first real estate investment.
Yeah, I've been looking at my stocks lately. They're not doing so well. But I will show you what the real estate in America does against the inflation and all that stuff in just a little bit. But you can see here, this basically is this is the MLS, multiple listing service. This is this is an audited site. This is a site that only licensed realtors can input, and if you do something wrong, it's a $5,000 fee. Okay, so they're very strict about what we do. So what this chart here is showing you is that since June of 2020, excluding 2 months, which is a 3/10 and a 5/10 difference, basically they've been list price versus sell price in the areas that we buy in are at least 100%, meaning that they sell for what they list for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a very, very, very strong market. Now, one of the great things about Cleveland that I really like is that we stay in the A-B areas. Our rents are anywhere from $1,250 and up, and they're very, very strong areas that have a high demand for tenants, high demand people. My saying is I buy houses that people want to live in, not that they have to. Okay, so let's look at the let's see here. I want to look at another one just to kind of give you an idea of everything that goes on here. So it's the wrong one. Sorry. They give you so much. You see historical. Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go. This one here. So and I only pull this so it's kind of a disinterested third party. that I'm not pulling the numbers out of my just making them up as I go, which this one should, there it is. So if you look back at May of 2017, we had 6,517 listings. There was 1,913 of those listings that sold. Okay, so basically, 17 was a good market. So if you fast forward to today, we have 3,113 listings, and 1,915 of those sold. So the issue right now is inventory. We don't have any inventory. So that means it's a stronger seller's market than it is buyer's market. And the regular 30-day average here for us inventory is about 6,500 homes. That's what we need to be on the market. So when you go back and you look at history, and I should have had this pulled up and I didn't. I apologize, but I'll get it real quick here. You guys use Canva?
You use Canva? You know Canva?
Yep.
Let's see here. But what I did.
You know, guys.
Go ahead.
These numbers only Brett can show you. I can't show you these numbers because I'm not a real estate in the US, right? Brett is a real estate. He's a licensed real estate. This is why he have access to the MLS, and only he can show you these numbers. This is why it was very important for me to you join this meeting. Okay.
Let me get it here real quick. See this. That is not it. I apologize. Let me get her here. I should have had that looked up and I didn't. But what I'm getting to is I'm getting to something that that I can show you.
Please excuse me just for 1 second. I'll bring a speaker so we can hear you a bit louder.
Yeah, that would be better.
The laptop is not as good
Okay.
as I was hoping. So just 1 second, please.
Let me see which one that one was. I apologize.
Let's see if it got connected.
Let's see here.
Can you hear us better?
Not yet. I wasn't connected yet to
Okay.
the speaker, the Bluetooth.
All right, here it is. All right. I'm going to show you this. It's just a lot easier if I show it to you because, again, this is stuff that I do a lot of research on the market, and I don't want to get into a situation where I don't know, pretty much what's going on in the market. But here's a graph that they did, and basically what this graph shows is it shows the active listings in 2008 and 2009 when we had the big crash, right? And that's when, so there was 4.5 million, you can see right here, 4.5 million listings. Okay, and then if you go there's a little bit over a million.
Where would that be?
Right here.
Like
all of America.
All America. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the question.
So what was the reasoning for the crash? Do you guys have any idea?
He probably knows better. What was the reason for the crash of prices? Well, I'm not sure that I can even translate it, but Sagi, maybe you can help me here. השינוי של הריבית בבנק. The fact that
the interest change.
Yeah, no. Basically what happened in 2008, and just so you know my background, I'm an accountant. So I can read spreadsheets and compilate stuff. So but what happened was the mortgages were graded wrong. So you had they had so many mortgages coming in because you could basically anybody could qualify if you had a electrical bill and a checking account and a green card, you could qualify. So basically they started putting all these loans out there and they didn't really underwrite them well and they started defaulting. And so basically all the investors, the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, all those guys got out of the market and they weren't buying mortgages anymore. So basically you couldn't get any money. So that's what happened here. and that's why the prices went down so drastically. So during that time, they did a whole redo on how you can get a mortgage, and it's much stricter now. You know, most people are 20% down. They come out of their IRA. Sometimes they get 100%. I just sold a $400,000 house over in Novelty. They put down $80,000 on that. So people are putting a lot more money down on that. So that's what happened. So 2020. So here, that's why we're here today, and that's why we're not worried about any kind of a crash like this. Is because just because of the financing, and plus you got Berkshire Hathaway, you got a lot of people like Sagiv and his people that buy stuff for cash. So there's just not as many mortgages out there as there used to be.
I want to say something about cash. When Brad's saying cash money, means that you bring cash to the U.S. Maybe in Israel you take a loan, a mortgage, or whatever, but in a U.S. perspective, you're buying it for cash.
So here's kind of from the year 2000 to the year 2000, November 2020, and this basically shows the housing prices, and they basically are all going up except for 08 and 09 when they had all that inventory. That's the only time in history of America that prices went down ever, period. So the rest of the time, as you can see, it's all went up. Let me get this out of the way. It's all went up. So, but the other concern now is inflation, because our inflation's high because, you know, we have maybe the dumbest president on the planet, but he doesn't know how to pump oil. Okay? So let's look at the inflation. So is it a hedge against inflation on homes, you know? And this shows more of an ownership, but as you can see in the 70s, the blue represents the inflation rate and the green represents the appreciation of the houses. As you can see, you know, almost every year, excluding a couple, which was very minor, prices overall in the decades went up appreciation-wise as far as housing. They're just not making any more land, you know. So so the inflation rate and all that is really the key here, and that housing is going to continue to go up. And why I came to Cleveland was because of the housing prices. So you know, I'll show you a couple examples here. They changed unfortunately they changed all this up, but let me see if I can get it here. So like this one here, we just got this one. There's such a high demand for, in fact, a news thing just came out yesterday that the average rent in America now for the first time is $2,000 a month. And that breaks all the records. So this is one we just got finished, and this one we have about 115,000 in, but we rented that before it ever hit the market. I have to put it in the MLS, but there was already somebody ready to go on that. Now the other one that I did just recently here, this guy never even seen this one on this. So this one's, a guy called me from South Carolina. He wanted a virtual tour, and boom, that one rented for $1,700. And then we have about
what was the selling price?
I can look that up. Let me look that up. Yeah, let me look up for
No,
that.
it's not that important. I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's about 100, about 160.
Okay.
But
So
this,
a bit more expensive.
yeah, this is A+ area. So so that then we bought one. Every once in a while we get one that let me see what's I got this. Here's one of another one of Sagiv's. What do we got in this one, Sagiv?
Parkmount?
Yeah.
All in all, like around 115, 120.
So that one's rented out for $1,250 a month. These average tenants that stay about 18 to 24 months. We have no vacant properties. We have 0 vacant properties. So that's what we do, and we basically have everything. And then on top of all that, every week, and I built a YouTube channel for Sagiv, and let me get that for you. But what you get every week as the construction goes is you get update videos every week on the construction.
Yeah, I showed this to us. We saw your videos.
There's one thing I don't want anybody to do is worry. So every week.
Yeah, but buying and putting your money somewhere on the other side of the world across the ocean can definitely be pretty stressful, and those videos are helping for sure.
That's our task to keep your interest.
And you get good.
So Brett, I want you to show them the property that we just talked about, and then let's talk about this particular investment, the one that we're gonna put an offer of 85.
Okay.
All right, let's try to show them the property.
What's the address?
The that's
What area would that be? Would that be around
Okay.
Cleveland or?
Yeah, it's West Cleveland. Just a second here. Let me look it up and I can tell you.
4525 West 170.
1525.
4525 West 170.
So yeah, that. So that what's attractive about this area? It's called Cam's Corner, and that's right by Lakewood, Ohio. Lakewood, Ohio is very progressive city. It's very people want to live there bad, but they have 3 private schools there, and the housing stock there is much more expensive than Cam's. But Cam's is like really just right next door to it, and so people move here sometimes just so they can send their kids to the private school there. It's a Catholic school, but this one will rent out for $1,250 a month. So and they're asking 91.5. We're going in at what is it, 85?
85.
Yeah. So but this one, what they failed to recognize on this one, he's calling this one a 2-bedroom. But what's giving me do? We go through the pictures. So if you look at these pictures. So here's the living room. Looks pretty nice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I count the bedrooms because a lot of times they don't put all the bedrooms in there because some of these realtors, they're a little bit too much to the book. So this one's going to be like $17,500 to rehab because we got to put some cabinets and stuff in there. But there's the kitchen. There's 1 bedroom there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bathroom. There's another bedroom. And then they're not calling this a bedroom, which it is. So it's really a 3-bedroom. And that's kind of the deals that we look at because that one's worth about $135, $140 when we're done. That's what it's worth in that area.
But the question would be in the official side of the county, does it state that this is a 2-bedroom house or 3-bedroom house?
That's a great question. That's a super question. So here's how it works. So right now it's a 2-bedroom, but when we sell it and we get it appraised, it turns into a 3-bedroom on the taxes.
But how can you do it? How can you convince the county that, hey, I have another bedroom, please?
Well, that's done through the appraisal. Yeah, that's done through the appraisal. So what they didn't do here in this particular one, which I will do, is in this particular room. Let me get there.
The attic. I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, it's a bedroom because see right there, there's a closet. That's the rule. You have to have a closet to be a bedroom. So I would definitely.
A door as well, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
What's that?
A door.
No, that's not no. But it does have a door, but it just has to have a closet. And
what about the ceiling? The fact that the ceiling is with an angle will not affect it.
That's trivial.
that's what they're all like over there.
Yeah.
So where's that one on 165? What was the address on that one that we bought?
165. Remember
It was the guy that we had a meeting with the other day.
165.
I just can't remember all these. I apologize, guys.
No, it makes sense. You have
Yeah,
enough properties.
149
We don't expect
here.
to remember all the addresses.
Oh yeah, I know. Is it?
He's got all those spreadsheets there. But this one is similar to that one. And we've sold these properties and they turn them into 3-bedrooms on the appraisal. So the appraisal has to be done. And when the appraisals turn in, that's sent into the county because they've got to have that appraisal for their, because if you look on any tax records, so like if you look at this one, this is a tax record. So this one here says this.
168, not 160. 168.
Okay. But see right there, they got
496 West 168.
okay. Just yeah. Sorry, just one second. But this is the tax record. So this is everything that I had to go by. But I know that that's just that right there is just the bottom part of the building. So the top part is going to be closer to about 12 to 1,300 square foot.
Okay.
When they get all that done. I've done this. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and that's what
We've done it to one of my personal property.
yeah. What's the address on this?
The one that the guy that we talked to, the address is 4496 West 168.
So here's one that we bought for the same thing. It looks kind of the same, doesn't it? And
Okay.
so let me look at the rental because they didn't put any pictures in there. So that's a problem with these. Some of the, we just so you know, on the rentals, I take a bunch of pictures. And the guy that did the $1,700, I had a virtual tour that I do for all the rentals, and he was out of South Carolina driving. He goes, "Hey, I'm interested in your house." I go, "Let me send you the virtual tour." And then he filled out the credit app and put Zelled in the money, and we're good to go. But let me see here.
And just one more question about the taxes. So you're saying that as long as we have someone living in the house, we do not want to turn it into a 3-bedroom house, because then the resident will have to pay more taxes, or we will have to pay more taxes. But before we want to sell the property, that is the moment where we will turn to the authorities and ask them to change it.
No.
No. Okay, so I didn't get it.
Okay, so we're going to sell the property as a 3-bedroom, and whoever buys it will get a mortgage. And so the appraiser will come in at that point for that mortgage and get us the appraisal, and that will be sent to the county and make it a 3-bedroom. I did that with a golly. It was a there was a house. There was a fourplex down in Ohio City, which I had up $440,000. The problem was it was zoned, and on the taxes only had 3 units, but the guy converted one on the top to the 4th. Well, the appraiser went in there, did it all, and now it's a fourplex. So
you will sell the property, the buyer, from the one that's gonna buy from you, he will get an appraisal, shamai in Hebrew.
Yeah.
And the appraiser will put like a 3-bedroom because it is.
But then the price would be according to a 3-bedrooms property, or
correct, it'd be to a 3-bedroom. Yeah. So if I'm looking, if I'm looking at the one that we were looking at, let's go look at yours here real quick. This one we're looking at anyway. So this one here, all I do is I copy this. So see Cam's corner right there.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go into my over here. See, that's not it. Is that it? Yeah. No. Okay. So let me get that. Let me pull up another screen here. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So then I just go into here and paste this. So I got 14. So on this one, so this one's going to be about 1,200 square foot. There's one that's 160. I want to see why that's 165 real quick. So that's okay. So on this one, we're probably looking, like here's one that's 148 on Puritas. That's a busy street. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. And this one's under contract. So does this one even have it doesn't even have a garage. So, I'm looking at something probably in the 140s, because I'm looking at appreciate. Here's one for 135, 148, 165. Then you got these here, but these all sold in 2000, early January of this year, except for this one. Let me see this one.
I see those you're currently showing us are smaller.
Yeah, they're a lot smaller.
They're 800, right?
Yeah.
And we're talking about 1,200.
1,300 at least.
1,500.
So what I would have to do.
I'm talking about the square foot.
Yeah, we're looking at, they are a lot smaller, and a lot of them don't have garages, see, and that's another issue, because this one does have a garage, so I'd have to go out.
The one that we're talking about for 91.
Yeah.
Okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me look at that again. 1,300. Let's go.
So
Cool.
after the update, we expect it to be around 1,200 square foot. It
Yeah.
will have 3 bedrooms and a garage,
Right.
right? Those are the,
Yeah.
okay.
And you can see right there. You know, that area is.
Okay, so I see starts with 80K and
No,
up
that's
to
yeah.
200
Yeah.
To
That
66.
and 60. Yeah,
the $80,000 one does not have a garage. So I would say it was a
Where
fix
can you see if there's a garage or not?
right
Or
here,
just because
Yes,
you're
over
not
there.
right
probably-
there.
Oh, cool. Okay, garage.
And then I go in here. I'm sure that was a fixer upper. Yeah, this is a piece of crap. I looked at this one. So yeah, this one's not a good house because it has very low ceilings. It's just it's not. That's why that only sold for one.
Does not look like the other one.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't even compare it. So
Yeah.
so that one I would throw out, but the rest of them, I'd have to go through them and see which ones are fixer uppers and which ones aren't. Which ones did that. And then yeah, so say this particular one I do too. If you look at the trends in the area, let me see here. Here's the price and inventory trend, and I'm going to go with Cam's Corner here. I study all this stuff. I mean, you have to understand what's going on. So this is just this area, Cam's Corner. This is just for this particular area. So you can see the median price, and let's just go May 113,950.
Mhm.
There it is today.
Mhm.
So it's trending up.
And what is the column on the right?
That's units sold
Okay.
or active
Can you
listings.
please switch
Active.
the chart view as well?
What's that?
The chart view next to the data.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
green is the price. Blue is the listings.
Is the number.
Yeah.
Means there are no properties and the price is crazy.
Well, it's going to go up. We're going to see a slowdown on appreciation. I've calculated that in, but we're going to still see a 3 to 4% appreciation at least. Where in the whole world are you going to find somewhere to live for under 150? That's a good area. You're just not going to find it. That's what I looked for, and I'm an Arizona agent too. I have my license in Phoenix, Arizona, and the beginning price there for just a starter home on a 4,400 square foot lot, 1,350 square foot home, similar to this one, would be 350, 400 grand. So that's what we're looking at here, and that's why I'm so like the areas that we deal with. If you look at that one that we bought in if you look at the one we bought in Mayfield Heights, let me do that one here. So where's Mayfield Heights? Let me get the
And
city.
for how long would you recommend to hold the property before you sell it? In general,
2 years.
2 years? Okay.
We are looking at, you might want to tell them what we're looking at now, Sagif. We're looking at selling.
Mayfield Heights?
No, we're looking at selling houses that maybe that have tenants in them to other investors. So they'll pay more for that because they base their returns. They'll get a mortgage, and so it's going to be a cash on cash deal, and so their returns will be a lot better. Some people like that comfort; they don't want to go in and do the other stuff. But this is Mayfield Heights, so you can see. We're at 206 now, May of 2007, 128 with 61 listings, and now we only have 27. Prices are, they're going up, but that we paid 170 for that one, so we're 30,000 under. So that's what I look for. I only buy stuff that I think has equity that we're buying, and this particular, I'll show you one other one. So this one here. We bought this one in Lakewood. And this one really was a gem that nobody was buying it because it was 100. They were asking 169.9 for it. We got it for 162,000. We rented this one for 1,700 a month. It was appraised at 250. So this is Lakewood, Ohio. This is like the desirable place to be. So we did a background credit check on the tenants that wanted to pay the 1,700, and they had an eviction. We don't want evictions. We're not going to put you in there if there's an eviction. Well, they go, is there any way we can get in this house? Yeah, you'll have to prepay for a full year, plus your deposit. They paid the full year.
Wow.
So these are the kind of areas that we buy in. And I had another guy to California that bought a $220,000 house in Rocky River that we got $2,200 for. He wanted to be there. I don't know if I'd recommend that, but the property's going up. That was just, he was from there, and that's where he wanted to be. So that's where I put him. But that's what we do. I just go over and over this data to make sure what we're doing is correct. And Sagiv, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if anybody is losing money on their investments. Nobody. We don't have anybody. I don't know anybody that can say that. I don't know. I know.
Money for sure. Some
I know.
of them make more, some of them make a bit less, but
I see a lot of
almost
investment.
don't make money.
I see a lot of people doing investments around here, and they do it with a lot of Israelis, and they got, they're looking at 20 to 40% vacancy rate. They're dying. I mean, I deal with them every day. They call me to sell their houses. And I'm dealing with one over here in Richmond Heights that I told the guy not to buy, but he bought it, so he's going to take a $60,000 bath. That's too bad, and it's unfortunate. But I did tell him not to buy it, and I didn't buy it for him. So, but that's how committed I am to what I do. And I'm a 3-time Icon agent with EXP, and I'm also a very decorated agent, but I really just deal with investors. That's basically all I do. And I want to make sure, and I did, I was in the 08-09 fiasco. I lost $4.5 million. So, but yeah, I was in Phoenix, Arizona, man. Everything went, but yeah. So I studied it. I said, what did I do wrong here? And so I went back and I looked. So you have to make mistakes to be able to be consistently positive on what you do in the future. So that I've been down the road. I've been the hard knocks, everything.
I really hope we can learn from your mistakes and not experiencing them on our own.
Yeah, well, I don't want you to experience that. So, that's why I moved to Cleveland, because the rents are going up, and I have a blog that I actually wrote about. I write one every day, but I wrote one on this particular subject. So that's what I do, and we watch stuff very carefully. And Sagiv and me are great partners, and we inspect all the houses. We're very careful what we do. We don't run into any catastrophes. Like, for example, a basement wall's bad or something's just horrible. If
you find catastrophe, it's a no-go. We cancel the deal.
I mean, even after we buy it, there really isn't.
I remember.
Yeah.
One of the houses that we saw, you said, no way, you're not buying it.
Yeah.
Not safe. That would cost you way more to fix it later on.
Correct.
I remember.
Yeah, we walk away from deals, believe me.
Exactly.
But that's what we do, and we're very careful with your money, and we know that you work very hard for it, as we do. So we want to make sure that you're taken care of. But that's really what I do. I've been doing it for a long time, and I'm very serious about what I do, and I don't change any parameters. I'll give you an example. Our property management could have 1,000 homes if I wanted it to, but those are CDF areas. Well, that's what kills property management. Anytime you get something in a kind of a marginal area, your tenant quality goes way down. And then when the tenants start not paying, the property management gets overwhelmed, and then they start doing a bad job.
Yeah.
And
I saw advertised today, someone published from Israel. He's a colleague of mine. He published great investment, great income, blah, blah, blah. He put some numbers in Euclid, Ohio. All right. So we're familiar with the area. We're not working there. No way.
So Euclid, why would you not want to buy in a particular city?
You asking me or them?
No, I'm asking them.
All right.
I guess crime rate. If you're looking at the social economical state of the people there, you want to make sure that they can afford it. They will pay the rent. They have jobs. You have schools. You have places to work, and that you can actually sell the property eventually.
Yeah, so Euclid basically has all that. It's not a bad place. I can't say what it is, but because I'm a licensed realtor, but has one huge problem that most people don't understand when they're seeing it. In Ohio, there's some cities that's got what's called point of sale.
Hold on, guys. Okay, I'm moving to a different room. Sorry for that.
That's okay.
We'll turn on the video to just 1 second. And then, just we have a technician air conditioning.
No, I understand. You don't want to burn up. You're in the desert.
You don't understand.
We're turning on the video.
What's that?
They live in the middle of Tel Aviv. You know how humidity there is over there?
No.
You want to die, trust me.
Southern Ohio, you go down there, it's like 90 degrees with 70-80% humidity.
What?
Yeah, it's awful.
It's crazy. It's worse than Tel Aviv. It's crazy.
You are in a different room.
Can hear you.
Can you hear me?
We can't hear you, Esti.
How about now?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, Euclid has what's called a point of sale. And basically, what that is the city comes in and inspects it and says, hey, you've got to fix this, this, and this. And you don't have any choice. You have to fix it whether you think you should or not. So they put a dollar amount. So say, for example, they come in and say, well, there's $20,000 worth of work here. So you're going to have to deposit $30,000 with the city and go ahead and fix the rest of it. And then we'll release that once you fix it. And then they may come in and say, you know what? We missed this on the report. You're going to need to fix this, this, and this too. Believe me, I've run into it. So we keep you out of those areas. Because there's no way you can budget. You can't budget anything in those areas. You just can't.
So you're saying it could be a good place for people to live in. I mean, if they're investing in their what's an investment? Buying
I
their
want
own.
to tell you something. Brett has a real estate license. He can say nothing about the area if it's good or not. He just can't. I will show you about you.
But I can tell you I buy in A and B areas. Only.
Correct. We buy AB areas. We don't buy them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
You know more.
Yeah, because, you know, and the way you can tell a good area is just by the trends. Are they going up in price? Because if they're not, then it's not a good thing. And there's some cities that are going up in price, but you got to be careful because the cities, like, you know, like Woodcliff has a small point of sale, but they do what's called a pressure test on the lines. So I make sure that happens before we buy it, as the Seguiv's know. And if there's a 1% leak, they want you to replace all that line. So I put that on the seller. So that's always done before you buy the property.
Mm-hmm.
There's just stuff like that.
And if we can put it on the seller, then we calculate it in the construction quote,
Mm-hmm.
in the innovation quote.
Mm-hmm.
And we're familiar with the numbers.
But we're very, very selective on where we buy. We're very selective on our tenants. We want to, you know, we use My Smart Move, and we check credit and background, so we know, and we verify the last landlord also. We verify income.
I talked to them
Okay.
about the background check and the screening.
Yeah, absolutely. We're fully committed, and we're in this process with you for, I guess, 3 months already, if I'm not mistaken, give or take. We are interested. We're just looking for the right property.
So the thing is, all right, let's talk about the investment, Brett, the future investment. The budget is very limited, around 120. That's the budget. It's tough. It's tough these days.
It's 120 is not for the property itself. It's for
Yeah, the total investment.
everything.
The total investment. This is why we searched like crazy and we found this property. We put 85. We put an offer of 85 on this one, which is fit to your budget after construction and commissions and whatever it means.
Estimating that the reconstruction would be under
Around
20.
17, 18.
17.5. How do I know that? Because I have contracts. Like, for example, I know that I can paint that whole interior for $2,600. So, you know, and all the other stuff, I know the cost because I've just done so many houses.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for sure, we'll know after the inspection.
What's that? What'd you say, Etsy?
No, I was saying, but in that property specifically, you also need to install a new kitchen, right? There are no cabinets. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I get Brentwood. I get Brentwood cabinets from Home Depot is what I put in there, or I go down and get. There's another place I can get them. Those cabinets are going to run me about $300-400.
So as you see, Brett familiar with the numbers, and when we calculate with the renovation quote, let's say after the inspection, so 95% we are in the budget. 95% we are in the budget. So we put an offer on this property for 85. Let's hope we get it.
Exactly. So if they don't agree to the price, then we're not in the budget, right?
Right.
Because
Listen, this property is only 10 hours. We published it 10 hours ago.
okay.
So I'm trying to be positive on this one.
Yeah, we look every day, just so you know. So I'm looking every day because I had a guy call me. I'm going to go look at that one at 4:30 tonight over in another city. That it's a wholesale deal, but I go through it and make sure that it's reasonable what he's asking and the fix up and stuff. I'll give you a story. I went in. This is wholesale deals, okay? So I went in the one, and I come out, and I've got fleas all over me because it was flea infested in the basement.
Oh no.
And the guy that was selling it knew it. So I get all these fleas out, and I went over. I about punched him, man. We just about got into it because I had to I couldn't get it in the house, right? So I had to almost strip down, get everything put in immediately put in the dishwasher, and then go take a shower. It was not good. But we bought the house because it was it's like $150-200 to get rid of all those fleas.
Okay.
So I just let them go in there. They did their thing. And when they were done, we went in. The house is rented today for what is it, $1,350, $1,400 a month. It's right down from it was on Lincoln over there. So these are the things that I do because I want to make sure that and then I look at stuff and make sure that stuff is going the way it should be going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any more questions, Esty, before we finish this meeting?
Just about the specific property. I'll be happy to see more, photos, hear more about the plans to reconstruct it. Obviously, everything is before the inspection. I realized just the estimation, and to hear again what you can say about the neighborhood. I know it is Cam's Corner. I know it's a very good neighborhood, or at least the trends are good in this neighborhood. But I'll be happy again to see about these schools.
You can go by one of the websites that you can look at that we do offer. Our company does. Let me see if I can get here. It's called
Just 1 second, guys.
It's called Live By.
Okay, Live By.
So you can go in there if you want, and it gives you everything going on around there in the area, so you can get more ideas of what's in that local area. But I go over there, and there's a lot of great restaurants over there, to be truthful with you, and I love. They have a place called Ohio City, Gordon Square, Tremont, which is very close to there, and there's theater there. And, there's all kinds of stuff. We have the second biggest theater district in the United States, downtown.
Okay.
So they put billions of dollars down there, and it's really turned out
That
well.
is in Cam's Corner.
It's close. It's in Lakewood there, but it's very close. It's in West. Yeah, it's all in Cleveland there. I mean, it's 15 minutes from there.
Mm-hmm.
But this stuff right here will show you, what's in the area and stuff. It's called Live By Local. You can copy that. I don't know. Is there a speech thing I can do here? Yeah, here I'll put it. I'll do it. I'll put it in chat for you so you can just copy and paste it when you want. There you go.
Okay.
So, but that'll help you with the areas. And that's something good with an agent, real estate agent. We got to be full disclosure. We got to tell you everything that we know about everything, except for the neighborhoods, because that's a fair housing law that they call it redlining here or steering.
This is something that I can do with you, Esty, after this.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we'll do it together, you and I.
Absolutely, no problem. So what about the property itself? I guess we can talk about the property itself. So such as, for example, what year it was built, what else? By the way, do we know when did they turn the, I guess it's the attic to another bedroom? The one that we're planning to turn at least into a bedroom.
I can't tell. They just all do it around here. I mean, it's like a comp. We had ran into one house where they didn't, and we went ahead and did it ourselves. The thing that I do look for on these things is when you're looking at these upstairs bedrooms. Let me see here. By the way, this is cool. See something you notice on this is it has central air, which is nice.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's working because I saw a window in it upstairs.
Well, that's because there's no vent going upstairs because it was never. It was an attic.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I'm the expert.
Non-made of wood, which is good.
This one looks good, Brett.
See the electrical panel? That's good.
Yeah, it looks new.
And these are good.
That's the heater.
Yeah, this is the heater, water heater.
The water heater. Yeah.
And we got, just so you know, we got more natural gas up in Cleveland than anywhere else in the world. We have like, I don't know, it's like 2 trillion cubic feet of natural gas up here. We're one of the largest ones. So what was I looking for? Oh, see, like I look for that, like the plugs. I want to make sure there's electric up there. There's plug-in. See the plug-in right there? That's important to me because that's going to be $150 a pop to get those put in. But this one has it. Oh, they do have vents up here, so I'll have to check it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just put that in there because people just want to be cooler.
Okay.
Just so you know, the average temperature here is about 85 degrees Fahrenheit.
What, in the summer?
In the summer, yeah, it's very.
It's about 30 Celsius, right?
I don't know.
About 30, 28, 30.
Okay.
I'm an American. I don't know that stuff. So
No,
We know.
so it's very it's very nice. And then at nights it gets down in the 60s. It's very, very nice.
Mhm.
The heat's the most
Okay,
important thing here.
those doors that we see on the side.
These,
Yeah.
that's a little storage area. That's the roof. So that's just where you can access that. There's really nothing probably there except for access to that area on the roof.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have something like that in my house in Israel, and I put luggage over there.
You guys have air conditioning over there and everything?
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Everywhere.
I didn't know how modern you guys were. You know, I thought
Not
maybe
reasonable to live in a house without.
bathrooms are in the house and everything there.
Pardon?
Toilets are in the house and everything.
No, we go to the tree
I'm
outside.
just kidding. I'm just. People live out in the country.
Go to the bushes outside.
When I have people who live out in the country, I always go, "Do you guys got bathrooms out there yet?" You know. Anyway, I'm just joking. You guys are very modern. I went through some videos. So, Tel Aviv's a very modern city.
Thank you. I appreciate your opinion.
Yeah. America loves Israel, man. We do. Don't listen to our stupid
This
president.
is correct. This is correct.
So I noticed that this property, when we're comparing it to other properties, is lower. So normally I see like the porch is, I'd say, half meter.
Lower according to the rest of the properties in the street now.
Let's look
No,
at
I'm just talking about the properties that we saw so far.
Yeah, that's just the way they're built over there.
Does it affect anything? For example, is it hotter, cooler? I don't know. Maybe the ground can how do you say it? Sagiv lishkoa.
Like what? Like the ground level will go down?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Did you guys
If the property is lower.
Did you guys hear about the 3 properties that fell down in Cleveland?
Nope.
I didn't either because it doesn't happen. So, there's no houses falling down here.
Let's see.
You
Good
know.
afternoon.
I'm
It's
not
all
talking
good.
about down. I'm talking about the soil level is going
Nah.
כמו ששגיב, שהמצב הביתה, הוא אמרת, אם אנחנו נכנסים לפה, אנחנו לא יוצאים מזה.
תשתית.
The thing we want.
Oh, the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the property itself wasn't wasn't. It's not a good property. It wasn't a good property. Like there was a lot of things that need to be repaired over there, including the structure. So we didn't buy it. Remember 2 months ago we found property, or 3 months ago, that there was a structural issues, Brett. So I showed them this property.
There's structural injury. Which one was that one? Paul?
I don't remember the address.
That was Paul Street.
But maybe Paul Street.
Yeah.
Maybe Paul.
Guess what happened to that street, Etsy? What happened to that house? I bought it.
You got
Okay.
There was nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with that house.
No. It wasn't Paul Street. I don't think so.
So here's what you want to look at too when you're looking at stuff. And I didn't even interrupt, but here's East Cleveland. Okay, a lot of people try and sell stuff here, but what do you notice here? There's 4,659 listings.
Okay.
That means you need to run because everybody's wanting to get the heck out of Dodge. And you can look at these properties here. They sell a lot of these. These look great, right? But this will rent for about $1,200. But the problem is, it'll never ever go up in price. It'll only go down.
Right.
That's Eastern Cleveland.
That's an F area.
Gotcha.
That's Eastern Cleveland.
Believe me, if these were buyable, I would buy them. You know. But here's one for 17,000. I gotta look at this one. Yeah, there's the great picture of that one.
No, but I see the property. It looks nice from the outside.
Yeah.
So this is the problematic area.
Very.
The ethic.
Yeah, I sold
Because
a.
even if you find the gorgeous property in this area, we're not going to buy it.
Let's see. There's 143rd. See something. So here's one. An investor came to me and wanted to sell, and I said, "Well, there it is. That's what I sold it for, 31,000. That's it. That's on the east side of Cleveland. That's
How
close.
much you bought it? How much you bought it?
He had more money than that in it, but
He bought it from whom?
he bought it from he bought it for himself. So he paid 34,000 for it. So that was a long time ago, and he wasn't, and the renter wasn't paying any rent, and it had bad everything. I mean, it's.
Oh, it looks bad. I mean, it's a very large property, but it looks in a terrible condition.
It was, but again, that's why I don't buy anything in these areas because it's not worth the money to put in it.
Gotcha.
Just so you know.
Okay, so we're only looking at the southern and the western part of Cleveland, right?
We look at Bedford Heights, Parma Heights, Berea, Strongsville, Cam's Corner, West Park, Lakewood. I think that's it. There might be a few more.
Lake County, Willowwood.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I guess the next step would be to see if they agree to your offer, right, of the 85.
Correct.
And if they agree, then we can look at the numbers and we can see what's going on. Or actually, we can even now look at the numbers.
If they agree, let me tell you something else. If they agree to 85, someone from my side will buy this property. Because it's
Sure,
great.
But they get the first crack at it, right?
Pardon, Esty, what did you say?
I'm saying I'll be happy to look at the numbers already.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we can take a look at the plan, just to see what eventually would be the investment and what are we hoping to get out of it in the future.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you can get them. You can take care of that, can't you, Sagiv?
What?
You can
Yeah,
Can you get him those numbers?
We're running out of
Oh, yeah.
time.
I have it. Working.
Yeah, he's got it all right there. We worked on it this morning.
That's perfect. And Brett,
Okay.
thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Thank you for at least considering this, but we will absolutely take care of your investment.
Brett, I signed the document. Please send it.
Yeah, I will.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Esty and Jordan, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.